What's up, Kerbal Knots? This is NOELonPC, and we're back playing KSP, as you can obviously tell. I'm very excited to be playing this again because I'm happy to say the game is not broken anymore. This game runs gloriously. I'm going to dive right into, there's 1.1 experimental up. If you have KSP, you could probably do this right now while I'm saying this. Boot up Steam, go into your library and right-click KSP. From there, go down to Properties. There's a tab that says Beta, I think, and then you set it to the 1.1. You know, it's like most current version or something like that. You can play most previous stable version or whatever, but I have it set to play like the absolute most current experimental version, just so I can go along with the testing. That version of the game is so good. 1.1 is so good. All the transitions from the way the game was written before and the way the game is optimized now, the frame jump is amazing. The processing power is just phenomenal now. This game is clean. This game is getting really, really clean. Like, this thing is 4 something parts, and this used to be like 12 or 14 frames a second or so, and now we're up at 30 something. So this is glorious. I love it. I love it. I highly recommend you start that download now, because it's going to take like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or something, just long enough for this video to go by. We're just going to pop this thing up into orbit. I'm going to put this craft in the Dropbox, but you're going to need to download Spacey. I will try and find the link for that. That should be in the description right below the Dropbox. Excuse me. The Spacey thing, like these nose caps and the big ass boosters, are just kind of must-haves. They're nice. They're nice pieces to have, especially the nose cone with the fuel. So clean. This craft is essentially an autonomous launch. So it basically flies itself the whole way up into an almost perfect orbit. So I'll show you how that's done. We're going to throttle up, make sure everything's all toggled on. Clean. And it pitches forward. And I keep that. I few, just 1 or 2 taps of W just to keep the nose down. And here it starts wobbling a bit. I switched from stability assist, generic stability assist, to prograde as fast as I could. I was a little late. You should probably do that if you fly this craft like right away. As soon as the thing's pitching forward, switch it to prograde, because now we're a little off course, but I don't give a shit. So from here, this craft literally flies itself. It's glorious. We're going to keep an eye on this thing's fuel, because the second we're done, we want to get rid of that weight. Otherwise, we're just towing it along for nothing. This craft looks a lot like EJSA's build, because it's basically a carbon copy of it. He doesn't post shuttle builds, you know, he always says build your own, and I used to say that a lot. Just copy part for part what I've done, learn how to build. Clean. Oh, I should have put parachutes on those. Okay, I'm gonna take like a 10th of the thrust off of those. Yeah, I'm going to take the thrust down, sorry, a 10th of the thrust. No, I'm going to take like 90% of the thrust. I'm going to take it down to like a 10th. And then from there, parachutes on the back. If I put like a buttload of those big orange parachutes on the back, I might be able to get it to like float down at like 1 meter a second and actually hit the water and survive. That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? Like a full recovery. Because at some point the career mode is going to entail we do that. There's always that big jolt at some point, but it always handles it really nicely, so I never worry about that. Oh, oops. Sorry. Alright, looking good. good. We just got to get up. That's what she said. Get orbital. Dump our payload. And then try and come back down for a landing. I say try because this is always experimental stuff. I assume it's going to fly. It has like a good center of, or what's it, the weight to lift ratio is all good. Where should we put this orbit? Okay. Let's put it at like, yeah, 130 because we can't have it too close to other orbits. Yeah, these are at 158, 160-ish. So yeah, if we have too much stuff in one particular zone, I don't want all that trash hitting each other. Because I am going to leave this starter piece. The thing I've got inside the shuttle is like, I call it a core. It's like the first piece of some kind of a space station, maybe. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Might be like a big observation thing. It might be like a civilian hotel. That'd be fun. Concentrating really hard, trying to keep come on. I'm trying to keep apoapsis ahead of the craft. But it doesn't want to come back. It's like, no, I'm good back here. I'm good back here, thanks. Get over here. It's been so long since I've played this. I'm feeling rusty, as you guys can probably tell. Okay, it's twerking. 137, 125, good enough, right? That's gonna take forever. I was like, I wonder if I can just use my RCS, if I can just use the air propulsion to like just brake a little bit. No, that is taking for fucking ever. I can't fast forward and do that at the same time. Yeah, whatever. Okay, this is good enough. Right? I suppose I could do this. This craft is actually, because it's, you know, it is big and heavy, a lot of the fuel's gone. So it can actually maneuver. We used a lot of the fuel during launch. And thankfully we don't need much up here to make our tiny little maneuvers and whatnot. Like getting orbital. We didn't need much fuel to get orbital. We don't need much fuel to fix our orbit or brake and come back. There's also a small reserve fuel tank inside the shuttle that's all like turned off. It's my like just in fucking case. You always want to have something like that. You always want to have that contingency plan. That's a good word. Okay, that's good. 125, 127, right? Maybe a little more. That's fucking fine. Okay. Okay. Let's get. I just want to turn this into the sun a bit so we can actually see what's going on. There we go. Because I'm fully aware you guys like to see what's going on. Doing things in the dark benefits no one. Alright, here's those reserve tanks I was talking about. I'll shut off, and I think there's a little fuel. Yeah, a little bit of extra liquid fuel just for the landing. Okay. Alright, it's free to do what it wants any old time. Perfect, I think. Kosher. Alright, let's just check it out. Check it out. Do this. Do this. Whoop. Do this. There was something else on here. There was something else. Do you guys see it? There it is. I'm asking you guys for help. Like that's gonna do anything. Here, write it in the comment section. I'll just wait. I'll just sit here. I'll just sit here and wait. Okay, so that is all out. What do we got? 125, 128. Fucking good enough. I don't give a shit. All right, first part. What do we call it? Rename vessel. Yeah, nope, that's not gonna cut it. New station. New station. I almost don't want it to be that picture because that picture is already sort of used right around it, right? I'm thinking like base. There we go. So it looks unique. All right, let's get the fuck out of Dodge. Get the fuck out of the Dodge-and-Z. Hello? Where are we? Okay, there we go. It's in the light. That's good. We just got to do a lap. This is the moment of truth. This is kind of the nerve-wracking bit. I think I might have went a little too far. It might be a steep re-entry, so to speak. But that's just the way it's going to be. Something I have noticed with 1.1 is when you've got your SAS set and you're using down here the prograde and retrograde markers, when it has to make, you know, when on the grav ball down here, when it has to make like a big turn around to the other side, it'll often overshoot. You know, I'm trying to get to retrograde, so as it's spinning towards the retrograde marker, it'll like way overshoot and sometimes end up going almost the whole way back around, and it just gets sort of stuck in a loop where it's just spinning and spinning and spinning. It used to overshoot a little bit, but I've noticed it does it a lot more now. So you know, keep in mind that you might have to babysit 1.1 a lot more than you're used to with 1.0.5. Fuck, that's a mouthful. Beginning our braking descent. We have fuel for this, right? Good. Jesus, that would have been awful. That would have been just fucking awful. I've actually had pretty good luck with doing just this. Sort of just put the marker right down on it, just the way this craft kind of glides in. Let's do that just in case. Hello? Hello? Thank God. Oh, that was terrifying just for a minute. I was like, ah, shit, I ruined it. Oh, I need a couple of RCS on the bottom here. But it still works. Oh, I bet you those would balance it if I did this. There we go. Jesus. Those are really strong. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay. I sort of just finished this craft, so you know, I gave it the test flight around KSC, which was pretty tricky. When you test flight a shuttle, it often involves hacking gravity just to get up into the air a bit. And yeah, that was a whole fucking ordeal. Yeah, all I did was just tested it just the tiniest bit. What is that in there? Oh, those winglets work. That's not supposed to be right. Huzzah. Okay, I'll fix that before I save and do the auto upload thing. Dropbox. There we go. Oh, man. I'm so rusty at this. I'm so rusty at that. I put those winglets at the bottom. I think they're visible here somewhere. There it is. that little bit right there. That's a little trick from way back in the day that a lot of people use. I think actually EJ might have been the person that initiated that, or one of the KSP streamers sort of made it famous by using it a lot on the KSP stream. It's basically a stability thing. It's at the back, so it creates a bit of that, like the fins on a dart, sort of. Like it's supposed to keep you stable in flight. I don't know. It seems to work. It used to work. But again, in this new version, there's a lot of spin, like when you're bringing your shuttle in, a lot of the time, it'll just torque and spin into complete and utter destruction. So typically that's caused by this rear wing. You should always have the roll inactive, because what happens is this fin will pitch left or pitch right, which causes the nose to go left or right. But when you're rolling, you don't want the nose to go left or right. You just want the whole craft to rotate, right? So it would actually cause a big dead spin. It would cause your plane to go into this flat roll. So if you're having that problem, if your crafts are destroying themselves in this roll, it's the roll mechanism. Just start right-clicking things, click, and just start turning off roll. I've got the gimbals locked on these engines because of the roll factor. I've got roll turned off on that one and that one. So only these two, well, four, are producing roll. Basically, all my roll comes from four. Yeah, all my roll. Absolutely the entire roll. Oh, is there SAS? Okay, so a bit of my roll comes from the front SAS, but still, all my roll comes from those four elevators. All right, here comes the nerve-wracking re-entry. All right, it's go time. It's going to get a little loud, and the frames are going to dip like crazy. Something I'm really annoyed with is I wish that I don't know if it's the animation or the physics, but something when it starts to load this portion of the re-entry, no, it has to be the animation, because the second that red starts to go away, once it's done having to load the red, your frames come right back. But again, I'm not certain if it's the physics, the code, or if it's just the animation loading. Something causes like a massive frame drop. We've gone from like 26, 27, 28 to 17. I've got the nose way up because I'm actually trying to create a bunch of lift. I want to get this I want to get this vehicle sort of skimming along the top. Well, not the top, but I want it skimming about 30,000 meters. Things are getting really warm. Just keeping an eye on those. But once we level off, they won't get any hotter because I'm slowing down so much. Speaking of which, let's get the air brakes out. We're actually slowing down almost too much, so I'm going to put the air brakes away. Alright, so we're starting to level off. And I just want to hold. I almost want to hold an altitude. We are going up a bit, but that's fine. That's fine. As we go up and up, we'll get just into a little bit of thinner air as we go. And that'll keep some control. Because basically we won't have control of this craft until we're doing about 300 meters a second, maybe less, maybe like 250. So basically we want to come over the top of KSC, well actually just over this mountain range coming up, and then sort of drop in. So let's do this. Let's bring the air brakes back out because we're still going 1,500 meters a second. That's like, that's 3,000 miles an hour, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're going to bring the nose right down to almost prograde. I think I might actually popped up a little too much. So let this be a lesson. When the prograde marker starts to level out, you want to get the nose down quite a bit to stop that rise. Yeah, we're still hauling ass. 2,500 meters a second or so. Let's try and get the nose down a little bit and almost start creating some descent. There we go. That's good. That was good. The nose came down a bit. Prograde marker came down a bit. We're precariously placed on the head of a needle right now. If we go too far away from prograde, we're going to go into a death roll and more than likely just explode. Because I don't think this craft will handle that kind of like torsion, the like torque on the parts. Traditionally, it would be like really easy to hit your marker by just doing S turns. But the way the game works right now, I have no idea what you'd have to do to get that kind of stability under this kind of speed. Probably just like a ton of weight. Probably just making the thing like 4 times heavier. This thing sits at about, I think it's like 40 tons or something, or 45, 50 tons. It was 64 tons when I had a bunch of metal plates on the bottom. And that wasn't cutting it. It just sank like a rock. So I took the plates off and put on the structural wing pieces, basically for the lift. Okay, so we're probably going to come down in Hawaii, which I am perfectly fine with. We've overshot in Cape K. Unless all this speed comes off like right now. Nope, so we're coming down in Hawaii. That's fine. That is fine. Coming down on the Hilo side of the big island of Hawaii. Tropical rainforest. It's always hot there. It's always in the 90s. Alright, speed is really starting to come down now. I'm going to point at prograde, because that's going to keep a lot more control. Basically, I'm not touching anything at this speed, because it'll death roll. So we want to get down to, like I said, like 300-ish meters a second, a little under. And then we can turn on some engines, get some power. Alright, we got all our frames back. Alright, putting those away. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Sorry, so I lost that. We probably won't need it. Oh, shite. Well, that's okay. That's fine. We needed that speed anyways, so. Did that just eat all my liquid fuel? No, I have tons of liquid fuel. What's going on? Is it because it's all landlocked? Good. Empty. Good. Good. Okay. Please make it. I could put it in the water, I bet. I bet you would survive a belly landing, no problem. Given the emergency situation of being a total noob. That's what's going to be written on the crisis report for this. It's like, what went wrong? Conclusion. Pilot noob error. Pilot is pleb. That's what it'll say. Potato aim. Okay, we're sort of holding speed. As long as we don't run out of fuel. Okay, I'm tired of looking at these things. Jibble jabble around. Guys, please. Thank you. Oh, we are sinking. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little bit of a descent, apparently. Things are not looking good. Guys, full disclosure. Oh, unless I do this. Ah! Get that RCS helping out. Come on, boys. Oh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I know what I can do. These things actually do have, like, a tiny bit of... God damn, the view in this. They still haven't addressed that. Oh, but it takes oxidizer. God damn it. Forgot those things aren't... God damn it. Forgot those things aren't, The Vernon engines are I think it's a combination of... Is it just liquid fuel and oxidizer? I thought it was RC. My mind, for some reason, just initially thought it was RCS and oxidizer, but now that I think about it, maybe it is basically a small engine. Okay, we're doing okay. 130 meters a second. We've still got 70 units of fuel left. Get the landing gear down, get the brakes on right away. When I get near the ground, I'll pop the air brakes out. Okay. Hold my hand. Guys, hold my hand. Believe. Believe. Do you believe in me? Do you believe in me? Do you believe in me? I believe I can fly. Oh God, please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please? Oh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Full brake. That was close. Not gonna lie. That was close. I'm making butt diamonds right now. I'm so clenched. Oh God. Okay. Whew. Well, I hope this was a fun tutorial on 1.1 for you guys. I hope your download of 1.1 is done, that we talked about right at the beginning of the video. I hope, did we talk about that? I'm pretty sure we talked about that. If we didn't, Steam, right-click your KSP in your library, go to Properties, go to Beta, 1.1 Experimental, enjoy. This I'm very happy with where this is going. I hope there's developments in the future that sort of fix a lot of the things that are, I'm not going to say broken, but aren't working 100%. But this game is such a massive improvement over 1.0.5, and it's given me new lease on life. So we're going to see a couple of videos of this game in the future, and I hope you enjoy them. All right, guys. Until next time, I won't be as rusty, I promise. Peace, love, cheers.